we will conduct an impartial inquiry to find out exactly what happened. And the government has directed all the agencies responsible to carry out a multi-agency coordinated inquiry. And this inquiry will help us to establish if any of our officers had a role to play through their action or inaction, which led to the death of so many of our people. I want to promise on behalf of the government of Kenya that any officer, any public official from whatever agency of government who may have contributed to this terrible loss of life will have to face not only removal from the public service, but also we will prosecute each one of them. I also want to say that all the officers who have been asked to step aside, we have not made a determination yet whether they are responsible or not, and therefore we will conduct a fair inquiry so that we also don't punish innocent public servants. The inquiry will also be extended to junior ranked officers, because besides the commanders, we are getting information that some of the junior officers in the National Police Service, in the national administration structures, and other agencies could also have contributed to this unfortunate event and the consequences that this event has brought on us. I also want to announce that the seller of this poisonous drink is a notorious offender who had been arrested before and taken to court 16 times. And every time they were released on very, very lenient bond terms. And therefore, it ought to be clear that it is not entirely true to say that public officials or law enforcement officials have not done their job. It is also true that certain officials of the judiciary have let the people of Kenya down and frustrated the law enforcement efforts of our officers. Nevertheless, and notwithstanding the many arrests and prosecutions on this character that we've carried out, this time round we have arrested him once more. Mr. John Mureithi is in custody, and we have obtained custodial orders to keep him in custody until we complete our investigations. And we intend to charge Mr. Mureithi with the most serious crimes ever in our statutes. The murder of so many people is not a small matter. And therefore, we are not looking at routine charges about operating without licenses and other misdemeanors. We are looking at putting a proper, serious case, watertight, that this fellow will never know freedom again. And I don't see any difference between what this character has done and what other dangerous criminals have done in other parts of the country. There is no difference between this terrible character and what Mr. Mackenzie did in Shakahola. There is no difference between what this character has done and what the Al-Shabaab terrorists are doing and what the bandits are doing in other parts of the country. It's the same thing. And therefore, we will not take this as a small matter. And I want to announce that the new officers who have been posted here have been directed to commence an operation beginning today to make sure that other characters who are doing similar business and who are hiding and using their connections to frustrate and kill the people of Kenya, that those characters are also apprehended before they cause us more harm. These officers have been brought here with one mandate. They must roll back whatever has gone wrong here in Kirinyaga County. They must make sure that this challenge is addressed and make sure that we don't have loss of lives going forward. And as I've said, that operation begins immediately. We have also initiated a program to assist our people who are chronically addicted to alcoholism and drugs. And therefore, our chiefs and assistant chiefs have been instructed to collect data from every village of all chronic addicts so that we can take them for rehabilitation. That way we'll be able to support the community from the demand side of this problem. But other than dealing with the demand and law enforcement, the government is also going to address the supply issue. And the supply issue will be addressed in two ways. First, we have directed the county security teams to liaise with county governments to review all licenses of all bars in this county and to shut down all unlicensed outlets. I have also directed the relevant officials to close all outlets that are selling alcohol in the villages. Because there are people who have set up alcoholic establishments in the middle of villages, and this is what has ruined very many families. And going forward, as a national security policy, county governments will only license proper liquor establishments in shopping centers, in towns, in urban centers. We cannot have people having licenses to operate bars in villages because this is what is affecting very, very many families.